Hi, everyone. I'm Rev Dr Deb Berman, founder of Pride Ministry, and I am a graduate of One Spirit Seminary. I'm super excited to see you all in December when I teach a course called Sacred ALTNESS, Affirming Diverse and Non-Stereotypical Sex, Sexualities, Genders, and Relationships. So really what this workshop focuses on is the concept that altness is not cleaved from sacredness, and that this workshop really celebrates and affirms the spiritual lives and the wisdom and the sacred presence and holiness and the journeys of people of diverse sexualities and genders, sexual practices, diverse relationship constellations, kinship, and identities. And so these populations we're talking about include alternative relationships, polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, kink, BDSM, LGB, chosen families, and gender non-binary and gender expansive folks, as well as people who are questioning and in discernment about where they might fall in this beautiful firmament of altness. So this course is for people who identify as alt in some way or alt questioning, but also this workshop is for allies or people who want to become allies. And also for people who are simply curious about the intersection of religion, spirituality, sexuality, relationships, and global faith traditions. So everyone is invited, everyone is affirmed, and this course is for everyone, and it is a very, very safe space and very safe container to ask the questions that you've been dying to ask. So this is a very focused workshop, and we're going to really dig into some key concepts about what altness is and also what altness isn't. There's a lot of myths. We're going to do a ton of myth busting, and we're going to look at alt relationships and alt identities throughout a plethora of global faith traditions in various eras of history, from ancient Egypt to right up until today. And we're going to look at altness that already exists in theology and practices throughout these diverse wisdom paths so that we can see that altness is not anything new, but rather it's ancient and sacred. So in this workshop, we're really aiming to honor and affirm and enrich the experiences of the spiritual lives and faith communities for people who are alt-identifying and or non-stereotypical in some way. And what I'm going to be doing is challenging the flawed inclusion model to really talk about affirmation and what does affirming mean to people who are of diverse sex, sexuality, gender, and relationship constellations. And we're really going to try to move away from that sentiment of inclusion and I accept everyone to moving a little bit forward to the affirmation model so that we can really think about meeting the spiritual and faith community needs of alt folks. And in this also, we are going to look at spiritual counseling practices for people who are, kink or poly or in diverse relationship constellations and diverse sexualities as well. We're going to look at liturgy. And really, again, this whole workshop is about practical ways to affirm the alt experience in your own ministry and in your own spiritual counseling practice and in your own house of worship. And we're also going to really be grounding this pretty deeply in queer theology. A lot of queer theology. We're going to look at radical body positivity and the modern sacred sexuality movement, as well as yoga therapy and feminist theory. And that's really the backdrop for what we're going to be covering. Again, that altness is not cleaved from sacredness, but rather altness is just a beautiful and wonderful reflection of the infinite expression of the divine creatrix itself. I look forward to seeing you in December. We're going to have a really beautiful, very meaningful, and very spiritual day. And I look forward to companioning you on that journey for that day to really deepen your understanding of the alt experience in faith communities, spirit, liturgy, and religion. Namaste.